Welcome to our fourth 2023 NBA draft breakdown of the international prospects in the draft. James Nnaji has been another first-round talent, and he's been playing for Barcelona in Spain's ACB as well as the EuroLeague. We've actually kind of had an eye on him for quite some time. The Nigerian national has shot blocking prowess, rim running, and finishing that gives him a clear niche that he can fill early in his NBA career. But we welcome back Giordan Watson, a 15-year overseas pro, to help us break down Nnaji. So from what you've seen, what are the positives from Nnaji, who just measured in at a solid 7 foot, has a 7'7" and a quarter wingspan, gives him physical comps to Brooke Lopez, Thomas Bryant, and DeAndre Jordan. So what do you see in him that you really like?
Um, I would say honestly, DeAndre Jordan is like a great, not only physical comp, but just like that's who he is. You know, a young DeAndre Jordan. Man, you watch some of these clips, how much ground he's covering from 3-point line to getting to the rim. Like he'll be in a ball screen, somebody will backdoor, he'll still cover the ground. You know what I mean? Like he's all over the place. He's got these long arms. He's dunking everything. Like I think he would be like a guard's dream to play with, you know, like if you can get in the lane and create or got a soft touch around the rim, he's cleaning that up, tip dunks and things like that. So physical comps and just like skill, talent level with DeAndre Jordan is like a great comp.
So that's an interesting one to see if you how far you're willing to extend the DeAndre Jordan comp in terms of his defense, in terms of his skill. You obviously know it's there, but also mentally, he's very sharp as a defender. So would you say that from what you see, at least Nnaji being an 18-year-old, obviously we're not trying to make the comp to DeAndre Jordan today, but in terms of similarly situated, do you see him as kind of defensively adept as DeAndre Jordan at that point in time?
I mean, so the thing is, you're playing in the ACB. It's not like he's coming from the NCAA, you know, like where he's just a freshman. I mean, okay, obviously the physical abilities are there, but when you're playing in Spain, they're asking a lot of you mentally. You know, you got to know different coverages. For this guy in ball screen, we might be at the 3-point line hedging. This other guy, we might be at the free throw line. Other guy, we might be standing in the paint, and you need to be sharp enough to handle all that and physically able to do it, you know. So from what I'm seeing, like, he he gets it. I saw some clips. He's working out with Serge Ibaka and look like he's soaking everything up like a sponge, you know. So and he's hungry. Sometimes you catch these guys that are from different places. It's like they're just humble and hungry and they want to work, you know. And that's from what I see with him. He's just out there playing hard and sees he has opportunity and he's trying to take advantage of it.
So before we get to some of where the drafts projections are for him, at least in the mocks, which obviously mocks are mocks, and we'll see what actually happens. But what do you see as far as any downsides to him, or anything that you see that he would need to work on, and how fixable that might be? Because you mentioned that he's in ACB, very good league, your league as well, being asked to do a lot. Obviously, that's a lot going in his favor. But what do you see that he would continue to need to work on?
So, I mean, just where the NBA is going now, it's like, man, if you can't space the floor truly, it's tough. You know, even if you could be the best defender, you can make Jokic work. If you're not at that 3-point line now, it's tough because you're kind of like in the way a little bit now. If he's surrounded by all shooters and guards that can get in the lane, then there's a lane for it. But you know that's just where basketball's going right now. Like as much as I like them, and I just love bigs that just are aggressive and dunking and being dogs on the court. You know, like you got to be able to spread the floor a little bit. You know, that's just what people want now.
Well, and you kind of hint at it a little bit too, that bigs aren't necessarily, there's not too many of them in this draft class, and he's going to be one that kind of shines. So to that point, I've seen a couple drafts that have mocks that have had him at 21 or 22 to the Brooklyn Nets, who own both of those picks. I've seen Kevin O'Connor at the Ringer has him going 23 to the Trailblazers. Another mock that has him going 24 to the Sacramento Kings. So right there in the 21 to 24. There's a little bit of an outlier here with CBS that has him going 42 to the Washington Wizards. I don't know. I think he's going to be gone by that point. But of those teams that we just mentioned, any particular good fits there, at least as they're constructed as of right now?
Yeah, like I said, I think I gotta say two things. I think with the emergence of Jokic and Embiid could be a saving grace for him because you're gonna need somebody to guard these guys. You know, like can he do that? It's yet to be seen. But if you can, maybe that can but people turn a blind eye to the fact that you're not shooting threes and spacing the floor so much, you know. So I think that if I'm him, I'm focusing on, I got a chance to guard these guys. I got to make their night long somehow, some way, you know, to make up for the lack of offensive ability. And truthfully, it hasn't necessarily been seen that he can't shoot. He just hasn't, you know. So we'll see more when they're coming out. And I think the Kings would be a great spot for him. You know, I think they were missing some size, some athleticism in the playoffs a little bit. You know, they got Sabonis playing the 5. Personally, I think maybe you could move him to the 4 a little bit, get some size around there. But you know, it's still all about what scheme and what they want to do around there. But I think some size over there, some athleticism over there would have been perfect.
Any particular teams that you would see as another good fit for him that haven't been previously mentioned?
Who do we have so far again?
So far, when we're breaking it down in East versus West, the Brooklyn Nets, as you mentioned, with maybe the Embiid matchup there. We mentioned the Trailblazers in the West. And as far as going back to the East, I don't think this is going to happen with the Wizards as they have the number of picks right now. Something would have to happen there, but that's another club that is in full-on rebuild mode. So pretty much anybody with some level of potential is going to be a target of theirs. Whether they can actually get them at that pick or not, or another one, remains to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, Brooklyn would be interesting because they already got Claxton over there. So this is a young guy coming in, getting some minutes, giving him a break, learning, growing some. Yeah, so that would be interesting. You can have 2 guys coming in doing the same thing, not a whole lot of drop off, if that's what they want to do, you know. But it'll be interesting to see.
Hello, and thanks for watching. Be sure to give the video a like, and you can watch more videos over here. You can also click subscribe over here so you're notified when we have new content here on Expat Hoops.